Hi, I'm Missy. I'll be leading you through the process for submitting instructional materials to the CIITS State Level Materials Bank. In order to submit to the state level, your material must go through a review and be approved as high quality at both your school and your district. Before we go any further, let me remind you of some key CIITS features. The Continuous Instructional Improvement Technology System, also known as CIITS, is designed to provide Kentucky public school educators with digital resources. CIITS has the resources and functions you need to carry out highly effective teaching and learning in a 21st century classroom. In CIITS, you can access Kentucky academic standards and aligned, high-quality, multimedia instructional resources. These classroom materials are designed to engage your students and reinforce the standards being taught. CIITS contains a lesson planning tool and scheduler to help you manage standards-based instruction. All materials you create are saved in your personal bank called My Materials, but you may also share these instructional resources with colleagues in your school. Ask your school-level CIITS contact person for more information about your school-level review process. When designing and creating materials, please adhere to copyright and fair use guidelines. You wouldn't want others to take your work without consent, so you need to obtain the author's permission to use any copyrighted material that extends beyond fair use. All CIITS materials are licensed under an Attribution Non-Commercial License. This means you may remix, tweak, and build upon the author's work non-commercially. In the new work, you must acknowledge the original author and it must be used for non-commercial purposes. But you don't have to license your derivative works on the same terms. Please review the CIITS Terms of Use for complete details on the licensing agreement for submitted items as well as your intellectual property rights as a CIITS user. Once your material is reviewed at the school level for quality and it meets the school's requirements, the material can be added to the CIITS School Level Bank and your colleagues throughout the school can access and use that material. If your school decides that you have submitted an outstanding instructional material and it should be shared district-wide, then the material can be submitted for a district-level review for quality and, if approved, added to the district materials bank. Any high-quality district item can then be submitted to the state-level materials bank. Only materials that have gone through a rigorous school and district review and have been identified as high quality should be submitted to the state level. If your material is submitted and meets the state level requirements, it will be approved and added to the state level bank for all Kentucky public school educators to access and use. You can submit at any time, but the state level reviewers access the queue of pending materials on a quarterly basis. Reviewers use rubrics that support the identification of high-quality instructional materials. Materials that are not accepted will be returned with feedback related to the areas that need improvement. There you have it. That's the evaluation and review process for materials submitted to the state-level bank. Please remember, your material must go through a review and be approved as high quality at both your school and your district before it can be submitted to the state level. The Kentucky Department of Education invites you to design, create, and submit P12 instructional materials to CIITS. We need your high-quality lesson plans, unit plans, and learning objects, so start identifying materials today. Every Kentucky public school educator will benefit from your expertise. For further information on this process, please access the CIITS Instructional Materials Submission Guide found in CIITS.
Created using Powtoon.